Retiring wasn't easy, even after writing about it for years. Now, it's a great article. I've had my tabs folder or file, whatever it is up there, from Liz Weston. And I've been following Liz for a while. Actually, I can't remember why, frankly, but maybe she's writing for Kiplinger's or something. I don't know. But anyway, this is from NerdWallet. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There we go. And this is a pretty good article, man. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Look at these happy couples. You know what I'm saying? When I say happy, you get it? Happy. They're happy. All right, so let's read this because there's a lot of good stuff in here that I think is important for you guys to hear. So check this out. A couple years ago, I wrote a column about how to have a retirement worth saving for. It ended with a quote from Barbara ONeal, who reflected on how the pandemic disrupted many retirees' plans. It wasn't just 2 years lost, it was 2 good years. You don't know how many of those you have left. I don't know who Barbara ONeal is. I can't stress that enough, dude. It's not just pandemic. It's just when you're losing these days and days because of just today I've had 2 people I've talked to in jobs that aren't crappy old jobs. They're both kind of bored, but they're both crushing and making ends meet. And they're like, I hate to give this up. Just yesterday I talked to a guy the same thing. He's like, I hate to give this up. It's just easy. But I'm like, yeah, I get it. But financially, you're situated, and the days are getting numbered. I'm not telling these guys to retire. I'm just telling them they can't. And a lot of times when you're voluntarily employed, i.e., you can choose when to retire, it makes it a whole lot easier on your noggin there. Say, I don't have to do this, or I can do this, whatever you want to do. But it's your choice, not your boss's. Anyway, it was 2 years. It was 2 good years. I could not. That's such a good thing to say. Those of us who currently have good health and energy don't know how long those blessings will last. There's no guarantee we'll get to enjoy the retirements we've planned. The lesson was driven home in July 2023, when a longtime colleague died at 61. We had many talks over the years about the retirement he had envisioned. It's heartbreaking that his dreams will never happen. But his death was the push I needed to make my own decision. By the time you read this, I'll have retired from my job as personal finance site NerdWallet. Maybe Liz just wrote at NerdWallet. I could have sworn it's Kiplinger's, but I guess NerdWallet. Anyways, keep going. When our financial planner told us we could afford to retire, my initial reaction wasn't joy but bemusement. I'm telling you, man. I've been writing about it for decades, but it was always a goal in the distant, misty future. Making the decision feels like jumping off a cliff. Would I be okay without the intellectual challenges, social interactions, and sense of satisfaction I got from my trabajo? Had I accomplished everything I wanted in my career? Do I have enough money? I mean, that's the issue. Believe it or not, I don't care what Liz says, even though her financial planner says she's good to go, she's still wondering, what if? Because I deal with this every day with people, man. Every day. At this point, I had to acknowledge the huge privilege of even having a choice about when to retire, because Liz got white privilege. Again, the Google AI. Here the New York Times is now trying to make a mockery, like the Google AI is putting black people in as Nazis or something like that. I was like, no, it had to do with the fact that Google AI didn't like any white people in anything. It's crazy, man. It's so funny. The left, they had nothing to do with putting blacks as Vikings and Asians as Vikings and Nazis. It had to do with the fact you say, I want a happy white family. There is no such thing as a happy white family in the Google AI. But there's happy black family, happy Asian family, the whole thing. It's just the whole thing so stupid, dude. Everybody knows it. But anyways, keep going. But it's white privilege. Google AI, white privilege. Almost half of retirees leave the workforce earlier than they had planned, according to the EBRI. A lot of times they're leaving before they had planned because of some reason. Maybe they got sick, maybe they're hurt, maybe they just want to say, yeah, I thought I was going to stay longer. I planned to, but I'm leaving earlier. Just a million different reasons why people leave earlier, which is even more interesting that there isn't a retirement crisis, even though half the people who retire early do it before plan, and yet there's no retirement crisis. Isn't that crazy? Knowing that I didn't make the choice easy, however, so I did what I best do. I did copious research. Yeah, and that's where you're getting paralysis by analysis. My husband and I had many discussions with our financial planner. And that financial planner was like, dude, poop or get off the pot, Liz. For the love of the good Lord, poop or get off the pot. We asked her to rerun our plan with different assumptions about what we spend, how we tap our funds, what the markets might do, and what we'd earn with part-time work. The stress test gave us confidence in our plan. I can only see that. I can only imagine the financial planner like, Ugh. Our planner connected with an insurance agent who helped us figure out health coverage. My husband is old enough for Medicare, but I'm a few years shy of 65, and I'm glad we have the option to buy Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Our financial plan worked and healthcare was solved, but emotionally I was still resisting. Yep, exactly right. I needed to stop focus on what I was retiring from and start contemplating what I was retiring to. Today, I'm seeing retirement for what it is, the beginning of an interesting new chapter in our lives. The time I once spent building a career will be invested in travel, volunteering, and deepening relationships with friends and family, 100%. Anyway, so it's not easy. I want you to know it's easy for me because I am not you. I deal with thousands upon thousands of people in my career. You know what I'm saying? They're all blur. I know it's not, I mean, I remember some more than others, I grant you, but they're all blur to me. But that blur to me wasn't that blur to them. That was specific to them. Their retirement is specific to them. Remember, no one cares more about your money than you, as I talk about my course. By the way, this video sponsored my course. Half off until March 7th. So go to Doobie Duke, sign up for a new investment course, use coupon code half off, and you get 50% off. And if you don't like it after 30 days, refund it. No big deal. Anyway, so that's, for me, these thousands upon thousands of people are blur because there's no way you can remember thousands upon thousands of people. It's just impossible. But for each of those people, that's not a blur to them. It's all, did I make the right choice? Do I know what I'm doing? What am I going to retire to? What I'm retiring from? What if? It's a scary, scary thing. And it's okay to be scared. But I'm telling you, if the numbers are good financially and you're just, I can't do this anymore at your crappy old job, it's time to start saying, how many good years do I have left? Once you start hitting your mid-70s, I'm not saying it's over, but it's starting to become over, man. You're starting to wind down. You see it with your own parents and your grandparents. You know that to be true. You don't have that much time left. So I would highly encourage you to really think twice. Say, can I make this happen? If I can, what am I doing still at my job? It's okay to stay. The guy was just talking to a couple minutes ago. I said, why are you staying until you're 60? Because his pension is significantly higher at 60 than at 56, if that makes sense. I mean, significantly higher. And he doesn't hate his job. And his wife, long story short, there's more to it than that. But still, at the end of the day, it's like, I get it. And he's not hating his job, but he didn't have to. He could leave once earlier because they don't spend that much money. They got no debt, the whole thing. But he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna hang on, and then we'll quit together, he and his wife, and collect a big fat pension. But I mean, most of us don't have those big fat pensions. So what's the thing that's keeping you on? I'm not saying just hang up your boots without thinking about this. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying, man, have a plan of action for sure. Make sure this can happen. But it's not. You don't want anyone being flippant when it comes to your retirement. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to sound flippant. What I want to sound is, don't you realize you can do this? And what's stopping you? If it's a fear of the unknown, I completely get it. But I think we should say, instead of being scared of the unknown, saying, look at the opportunity that exists out there that I can finally do something I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. Like my man Tim Byers, who wrote that book. We interviewed him last week. What's holding you back? If it's not financial, it's something else. And you say, is it worth it? It might well be. You might get enjoyment out of your gig. That's cool. I didn't after a while. I mean, I did at first, and then corporate changed, the bosses changed. I said, I can't do this anymore. Same job, but different corporation, different management. I said, no, I'm out of here. But if you like your work, stay. I don't have a problem with that. But don't be, oh, why can't I retire? Because you're nervous. It's okay to be nervous. It's a big deal. All right, love your thoughts. God bless. We'll see you